So now let's talk religion. I'm just bringing up all the uncomfortable conversations that I've stayed quiet on and been very opinionated about for most of my life. Um, I believe in the great United States of America, you have the religious freedom to worship whoever you want. Period. End of discussion. You want to be an atheist? Be an atheist. You want to be a Christian and, dedicate your whole life to Jesus? Please do. If you want to worship the dark side, go for it. If you want to be Lisa Barlow and donate alcohol to the Church of Satan, that is your right. And nobody should be able to stop you on that. Now, I do go as far as to say that our government should butt out. Literally, look what happened in Waco. Now, was that guns? Was that religious freedom? Or was that our government crapping the bed? I don't know. I've watched the limited series. I used to actually, for fun, as a teenager, research all the different cults. Keep in mind, Heaven's Gate and that whole sci-fi or whatever happened, and I was knee deep in trying to figure out some of the most smartest people get caught up in cults, and it always amazed me how that was possible. But I mean, I'm just saying, I've done my research on different cults and different things, and there always seems to be like a little element of truth, which is God. Rather you're Islamic, rather you're like I said, Christian, Catholic, any of that. Now, I'm going to cover something that's going to, it's not going to set well with some people, but just hear me out. If you are a government or religious organization that created hush funds to keep child abusers covered, that what they've done in the dark, to keep it covered, and you didn't rage and demand change, and instead you created a hush fund to pay the victims to keep them quiet, Catholic Church, I do have a problem with that. I have a drastic problem. Rather it was, I think I've heard that the congressman even had some hush funds in the government side. I don't know. I know what the Catholic Church has come out. So all I'm saying, all religions are flawed. God actually hates religious, like he doesn't like traditions and all that. So before y'all come for me, just remember, this is just my opinion. My opinion based off what I've seen, read, and experienced in my life. And I just want to talk about it. I think we all should just have these little conversations. It doesn't have to lead to cutting people off in your life. Not at all. It's, you can have your opinion, they can have theirs, and it be not the same, and you still come to a table and help your families and communities. That's why I actually think all those men sitting in the White House need kicked out, and us mothers who maybe, I didn't know who, I couldn't have told you who my senator was, couldn't have told you who my sheriff was, couldn't have told you who the captain of the Eustis Police Department was, couldn't have told you anything other than who my governor was on up. Couldn't have. Like I said, I was asleep. I was trying to stay in my lane, be quiet, just pray everything away. But now, I've started to educate myself, and it is as bad as they say on TV, people. It really, really is, which is why I'm going to continue, for lack of any other words, to run my mouth, because I'm making people uncomfortable, especially people in the establishment that have continued to cover up or cause things that were done in the dark to say dark. And so I'm just going to throw this out there that look at what's happened with the Epstein and the P. Diddy. Because what was done in the dark stayed dark. But finally, people started to say enough's enough and started to come to light. And we still all need all the light to come out on all those other things. Because guess what? Epstein didn't hang himself. So I said what I said. Once again, my opinion. That's all. That's all. So, let's talk about it. I would love to hear a different perspective, as long as it's rooted in love and what you've experienced. so we can just talk about it, because I am always, my opinions, sometimes they can change. I'm pretty rooted in who I am, but I welcome the opportunity to discuss it, because even though I might not agree with you, I can have empathy for where you're coming from. And I encourage all of us to just do better. Thank you.